Good day, YouTubians. PurpleMentat here, bringing you a vlog and Q&A. The game you see in the background is One Finger Death Punch, a game I did a game audition on, but there wasn't enough interest to do a full Let's Play, so it's going to be the backdrop to today's vlog and Q&A session. So, we'll get right started with my future plans. A lot of you have been asking what packs and such that I plan on playing next, and I've been looking through a number of them and doing a lot of investigating on things. Honestly, the pack that interests me for a proper Let's Play is Blood and Bones. I've done a lot of looking, and it just has the most interesting combination of balance and mechanics and different mods and such. So that's going to be the next series that I do a full Let's Play on a single pack. However, to supplement that, originally I was speaking about doing a sandbox kind of world. Instead, I'm going to be doing a number of other smaller projects. I have 3 things in mind right now. I want to do some mod pack and map spotlights on various packs that are featuring hardcore questing mode. So, if you're creating a pack that is featuring that, please send me a private message somewhere. You can go ahead and email me at purplementat@gmail.com with your pack, and I am going to be featuring them probably once a week. There are 2 in particular that I'm looking at right now. The Magic Island pack by Mr. Video Game, and the Crash Landing pack from Iskander on the Feed the Beast forums. I hope I got all those names right. I'm doing this off memory. So you can expect to see mod pack spotlights on those coming on the weekends. During the week, I'm going to be doing some extra Minecraft videos. I would like to start doing a mod tutorial series on a couple of different specific mods. The 3 that I have in mind right now are Terra Firmacraft, Blood Magic, specifically the complex spell system, and Rotary Craft, because I think that all of those would be pretty good to have a nice tutorial style walkthrough-ish video put out for them, detailing what they can do with a nice bunch of annotation links and everything. Anyway, you'll have to see it to understand. Like, I've got this grand idea in my head. I need to see if I can actually solidify it into, well, I guess not solidify, digitize it into something in reality. It's going to be pretty cool if I can pull it off, so look forward to it. Hopefully, well, I won't say hopefully, maybe I will find a survival multiplayer server to join. I'm not going to say definitely. It's something that I'm interested in, but my main focus right now is really the Blood and Bones single player and the mod tutorials and pack spotlights as far as Minecraft-related content goes. Now, what's my update schedule going to look like? Well, I want to do Minecraft every day. However, having the same single-player Let's Play world show up on Minecraft on YouTube every single day was kind of grinding, and there were times that I just really wasn't into it, and it showed in the quality of my videos. So this time what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing Blood and Bones updates 3 or 4 times a week. And the other days are going to be those mod tutorials and those mod pack spotlights that I was talking about. And I think that that will be a better update schedule for me and a lot more fun in terms of covering all of the Minecraft content that I really want to cover. Now, what else am I looking at doing? Well, I've mentioned potentially doing a second channel for other games or for less PG-friendly type games. That's not going to happen. I've been looking into the pros and cons of it, and honestly, I don't think that it's a good fit for me to try to manage 2 channels. What I'm going to be doing instead is anything that is of a less than PG nature will have a disclaimer on it. However, I'm also not going to be going any further than PG-13, because honestly, there are a lot of very strict YouTube policies on language and on content. I don't want to start violating those. I don't want to endanger my channel and my ability to continue making monetized videos. Because, honestly, things are going very well. And I have you guys to thank for that. largely. I'm so surprised still that you guys enjoy what I do as much as you do, and I want to continue doing this because it's amazing. Okay, so non-Minecraft plans. I'm looking to get another Minecraft build style game going. I'm still going to finish out Transistor. I know there hasn't been an update on that since, I believe, last weekend. My personal life's been a little busy. We'll get into that in a little bit. I would like to get something else going. So, there are going to be a number of comments in the below the video. I want you guys to pick the game that I have featured in that comment and upvote that comment. And I'm going to take that into consideration when I think about exactly what game I'm going to be adding in a, well, I guess a Minecraft-style game that I'm going to be adding into my regular Let's Play rotation. The games on offer are Space Engineers, Terraria, as I have not played the 1.2 version from the beginning, The Forest, which I don't have a copy of yet, but I'd be willing to probably pick that up if you guys are really, really into it. It looks pretty cool after I've checked it out. Factorio, same thing on that. I don't have a copy of it yet, but I would totally be willing to pick up a copy of it if that's what you guys would like to see. Don't Starve, which I already own, so, you know, that gets a little bit more weight. And Starbound, which I also already own. Oh, and Kerbal Space Program. So there's, you know, a potential 7 different Minecraft build style games out there that I might end up picking up one of those. Just let me know what you guys are most interested in seeing, because I want to get more content on this channel that you guys are interested in. So, you know, that's important to me, as well as doing passion projects for me. And all 7 of those are games that I would really like to be able to spend more time playing. Oh, one other bit of news. I know I promised when I recorded episode 75 that I would be able to get things started tomorrow. Unfortunately, things haven't worked out that way. So you can expect the start of my next series and all of my future Minecraft content as of Monday. ApolloCat and I are going up to her parents' place, which is about an hour north of here, to dog sit for the next 9 days or so while her parents are off on summer vacation. So I just don't have the time at this point. I'm going to need to build up a bit of a backlog of the new series. I've been preparing for the trip up there all week long, and it has stolen basically all of my time away. So I apologize. I'm really sorry that I'm not going to be able to maintain that. However, I think that you guys will appreciate the better quality that I'll be able to provide if I wait until after I have a day or two to regain my sanity than if I try to force out content as fast as I possibly can. So, again, sorry about that. I think that covers it for future plans and news and such. Well, besides personal life things, but honestly, a lot of that has to do with a very good friend of mine going through a nasty breakup, and it's not my story to tell. Sorry, folks. So let's get right into the Q&A side of things. The number one question that I've been asked over the past month and a half since my last Q&A was about my sexuality. And I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. My romantic life is ultimately my business. However, I am willing to give you, a basic rundown of where things are at. So I call ApolloCat my partner. She is female, mostly. We don't buy into the whole gender binary thing. I was born male, she was born female, but I feel I have a lot of feminine characteristics. She feels she has a lot of masculine characteristics, and we don't necessarily always identify with the gender that we were born into. If you're interested in more about this subject, you can just do a bit of Googling on, breaking the gender binary or anything like that. I'm not going to make this a raising gender awareness issue, but the bottom line is that there is your physical sex, which you as a person generally have very little control over. Your genetics decide that. And then there is your social gender, which is where you fall into the roles in society for which gender and whether you possess a lot of characteristics that are considered masculine or feminine. And even if you feel like your mental gender matches your physical sex. It's a very complicated topic that we're only just starting to really deal with as a culture. And I'm hopeful for the future, especially given some recent developments I've heard about. For example, I believe it was Germany. You no longer need to declare a gender for a child when they're born. You can wait until they make a decision for themselves. I don't know the full details on that. I've only seen it mentioned in passing on a YouTube comment. So still, it means there's some hope going forward. As far as what that means for my romantic life, because I don't really feel I fit either of the gender boxes very well, I'm a little bit less discriminating about gender. I don't feel that I specifically need a male or a female partner. Those are just physical characteristics, and neither of them is particularly important to me. Rather, I look for the personality and the sense of humor and the intellect of any person that I might become interested in. And those are the things that I find most attractive, and the things that will interest me in a potential romantic partner. So hopefully this isn't too much TMI for the folks out there who are worried about that. And, you know, if I get a whole bunch of backlash on this and a whole bunch of genderphobic people or homophobic people who freak out in the comments below, I'll do my best to delete all that. If you guys don't want to associate with me because I'm very outside of the cultural norm and what's considered socially acceptable, okay, then I don't want to associate with you. So let's move on to something a little more, well, upbeat, I would like to think. These are the viewer questions. I don't have usernames attached to all of these because a lot of them were asked all over the place. So this time I'm just going to list off the question and my answer, and I expect that with about 30 or 40 questions that this will probably take, another half hour or so. Yeah, you guys get a nice long Q&A and vlog this time. So let's get right into it. Okay, the first questions that I have. What do I primarily attribute to my rapid success on YouTube? Well, I feel like my rapid success is a good half luck, 25% my tutorial style, my voice, 15% reacting to viewer criticism, improving my microphone, getting a new computer, changing up my style a bit, and probably 5% comments, just answering all of the comments that I get, interacting with the viewers as much as I possibly can. And the last 5% is all about timing. You know what? That probably should be added in with the luck for a whole 55% of timing and luck. I got into Agrarian Skies pretty early on when no one was really doing it seriously. I made it my primary pack even before there was a questing mod attached to it, and I'm pretty sure I'm the first YouTuber on the whole site that has actually finished the quest line and done everything, more importantly, on camera. So there's a bit of timing involved. There's a bit of got here first and did it all. There's a bit of luck in that Agrarian Skies got as big as it did, and I have Jaded Cat to thank for that because it's a fantastic pack. What advice could I offer for YouTubers trying to achieve my level of success? Keep at it. Honestly, I have no idea. Like, everything I just listed, I'm guessing. I'm not certain why I've gotten as popular as I have. Audio quality has been important. Video quality has been important. But I've put out videos that I thought were absolute junk and had people love them. I've also put out videos that I thought were fantastic and been told, this was okay. So I don't know. I really am not certain what advice to give. Anybody can definitely benefit from the advice of get a good microphone, get a good shock mount for it, get a good pop screen to improve your audio quality, and make sure that you can actually get videos recorded at a high enough resolution and frame rate to look good on YouTube, which honestly 720p 30 frames a second is good enough. You don't even need the 720. I doubt most viewers even watch it at that. I try to do 1080p at 30 frames, but it doesn't always happen that way. So, sometimes the frame rate drops down. I think keeping the frame rate as high as possible is probably one of the best things you could do. Other than that, love what you do, get really excited about what you're doing. Even when people told me I sounded bored, I was doing something I absolutely loved. Would I consider a custom pack if someone would do the pack creation? Yes, but. So, I've made a firm promise that any pack I do on the Let's Play has to be publicly available. This is something I'm not going to be okay bending on. That means you need to get all the permissions, you need to talk to the mod devs and make sure it's all okay. You need to do the upkeep and the support and all of that on the pack, which is why I'm kind of focusing on the big name packs that are on the major launchers for my primary plays right now. Also, I'm pretty focused on things that really change the feel of it. I'm just not into doing a big sandbox mode thing right now. Blood and Bones, it's fairly sandbox, but there's enough differences that gives enough of a whole different goal to things that I'm really kind of looking forward to seeing what that can do for me. Would I consider doing one of my series with a sidekick or partner? Maybe. I've talked about doing collaboration before. It depends very much on the person, if our styles mesh, and if our schedules mesh. Most of my recording time is between the hours of 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time when Apollo Cat's at work. I'm kind of making this my side job sort of thing. And a lot of my evening and weekend hours, when most people do their recording, are currently occupied. So that makes collaboration difficult, as my recording schedule is completely opposite of what most people's is. So maybe. I welcome people approaching me on it. I'm not going to make any promises on that. Let's see, new set of questions. What is my favorite and least favorite mod? That's a hard one to answer. Thaumcraft is probably up there as one of my favorites, but then again, so is Blood Magic. So is anything forestry bee related. I kind of love bees, and I don't really know why. Like, you saw me kind of peter out on fish breeding, but I love bees. Least favorite mod? I don't really have one. Mods I don't like, I don't play with, and then I forget about. Maybe, the current incarnation of IC2, but that's not even true. Like, I loved the original Industrial Craft 2, and the new incarnation is just taking it to a different kind of mod. I'm not a giant fan of complexity for complexity's sake, but a lot of people really enjoyed that, and it's not my place to say that it's wrong. Next question. What do I look for in new mobs when I consider whether to try them? I like to look for interesting and unique new gameplay mechanics. Sorry about that, had to wet the whistle. For example, Rotary Craft offers a whole different style of play than any other tech mod because you have to know rotational physics, at least to a beginner's level, entry-level 101 style degree. And it offers some abilities and powers that no other mod does. Thaumcraft, the infusion crafting, and the automated alchemy and such are pretty unique. They have a whole different resource supply chain. The research mechanics, even if you hate them, they're different than anything else out there. Blood Magic, as far as I know, is the only mod that relies on the user's health pool as a resource. Other than that, I like, collections of useful stuff, like extra utilities and open blocks. Mods like those give people toolboxes that they can do all kinds of fun stuff with. Next question. Jaded said she didn't really understand why Agrarian Skies had gotten so popular, so you'd like to know why I think it has become the hit that it is. I think that Agrarian Skies is the old Feed the Beast style of challenge skyblock and gives people a concrete goal, something that they can really focus on and something that they can work towards. And people like that sense of accomplishment and completion. We have more games that are moving towards that in the sandbox build craft Minecraft build style, which we need a good genre name for, by the way. Like, we can't keep calling things Minecraft clones, even though, like, eventually first-person shooters stopped being called Doom clones and started being called first-person shooters. But what are we going to call, procedural sandbox resource gathering, crafting, building games? Anyway, that's a side note. Point is, it gives people a bit of a goal, well, actually a pretty strong goal, something that they need to work towards. And there are a lot of people who don't do as well with the pure sandbox and are really looking for something a little more structured. They lose focus with a pure sandbox, and Agrarian Skies gives them the focus that they need. That's why I think that it is done as well as it has in the community, because it offers something brand new in terms of what kind of challenges it asks you to overcome. Next question is, what is your coolest party trick? I don't really have a cool party trick that I like. I guess my coolest party trick would be what I know about human anatomy and physiology. There are a number of pressure points and such that I know how to manipulate that will cause some interesting effects, like intense pain or kind of a lightheaded faint feeling or something like that. And also I'm very good with massage, which is always popular at the parties. No one doesn't like a good shoulder rub. One of my favorite things to break out, actually, is called Chinese fire cupping. If you Google that, you'll find videos on what I'm talking about. It's literally taking a live flame and putting it through a large glass jar and using that to suction onto someone's back. I do it because it's fun and it's relaxing for the person that I'm doing it to. There's a lot of holistic medicine type, non-traditional Western medicine types that believe that it helps the body flush out toxins or pulls toxins from deep in the body up to the skin so that it can be sweated out or something like that. I haven't seen any scientific evidence that backs those theories up, but I'm also not one to tell someone that their beliefs are wrong. So I'm a skeptic on that note. How old are you? I am 31. Do I have any hobbies besides playing games? Not really. I guess you could call massage a hobby, but I play games as my primary pastime. I love gaming in all of its forms, and when I get bored of one game or one style of gaming, I go do something else. I play video games the way for most of the day, recording and such, whenever I have free time. I guess reading. Reading would be an alternate hobby, but I don't really consider that a hobby so much as a fact of life. I will read. If I stop reading, I am probably dead. Next question. I've been asked about playing with subscribers. Is it something that I'm interested in doing? Maybe. I'll actually talk about that more in a little bit as someone else... Oh, actually, no. You know what? We can talk about that now. I don't have another subscriber question in the list. So, my plans on that, actually, and I'd like to get your opinions on this. Well, no, you know what? We're not going to go into that much detail right now because I'm already asking for a ton of feedback in the comments. So, I'll talk about playing with the subscribers in another video. At this time, I just want you guys to know that it's on my mind and it's something that I'm actively investigating. A way to get a good server set up for PurpleMentat fans. Next question. Are you a brony? I... kinda. I definitely agree in the whole message that My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is trying to teach to the children, and I think that it's fantastically cute. I've watched a number of episodes, but I'm not really militant about it. I think that we need more peace, love, and acceptance in our world than we have, so I guess I'm a brony. I just don't really self-identify as a brony. I don't know. So take of that what you will. What is your favorite vanilla mechanic? Probably redstone and pistons and everything that you can do with that, simply because that got me into the more technical builds. I love logic gates and stuff, and it's a lot of fun being able to build those. Speaking of logic gates, there is a YouTuber by name of Sace who is doing a ton of really cool default vanilla redstone logic gate tutorials. I'm going to put a link to his channel and what he's doing with those right on the screen right now. Hopefully I remember to do that. If not, you'll find it in the comments below, I'm sure. Next question. How did I get into YouTube? It's something that I've considered for a long time because I do love games so much, and I know that I'm pretty good at teaching people how to accomplish various mechanics in games. I thought a tutorial style YouTube channel would do fairly well for me. And I also thought that it would be a lot of fun to get into. So once Agrarian Skies came around, it seemed like a really good opportunity to get started. So I jumped into it, and it worked out pretty well. Next question. What kind of music do you like? I'm pretty stereotypical in that I like a lot of the music that was popular when I was in high school. And not popular like pop music, but popular in the crowds that I hung out with. I was kind of goth in high school. I like industrial, I like grunge, I like Linkin Park and Korn and that sort of stuff. But I'm also a giant fan of musicals, like Newsies and Les Mis and Rent are some of my favorite musicals ever. The Birdcage with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane is hilarious because Nathan Lane's a Broadway singer and Robin Williams couldn't sing his way out of a wet paper bag. Anyway, point being, Producers with Nathan Lane and whatever the new movie version with Nathan Lane was. That was one of my favorites. So yeah, my musical tastes vary quite a lot. Next question. How do I feel about Russia, or do I know anything about Russia? I don't know much about the way that Russia lives on a day-to-day basis. I only know what reaches the headlines and the social media. A lot of what I see in the headlines and the social media I'm not happy about. Their treatment of the homosexual population, the outright banning of, anything that has to do with gay, that rubs me the wrong way. Peace, love, and acceptance is much more very important to me, and I don't see any of that. And the recent BS with what's going on in the Ukraine is kind of terrifying, actually, because that seems like, I'm not qualified to comment on it because I don't have all of the facts, and I don't know if anyone actually does, but I'm scared of what it might mean for the world moving forward. Next question, something happier, I hope. Do you follow other Minecraft-related YouTubers, and if so, whom do you follow? I currently have subscribed about 10 different Minecraft YouTubers, including Direwolf20, Pahimar, Bevo, definitely. I watch his modded Minecraft news every week. Vagram, because he has a voice that's just... a number of others. And I don't follow them obsessively. I watch them when I have time to. I do enjoy seeing other people's playstyle. I don't follow any of the really big names, though. Like, I know that there are a few people out there that have millions of followers, and they're just... I haven't ever found one of them that really thrilled me. Next question. Facecam, maybe? Definitely. Someday. I want to do it right. And for me, doing it right means green screen and being able to overlay my head on whatever's going on without a big window behind it, obscuring a bunch of space and having a whole bunch of negative doing nothing space. So until I have the equipment to do that, no face cam. You might see my face in a video sometime, but not like as a face cam thing. Maybe in the next vlog I'll do speaking into a camera with a game playing as part of the stream. I don't know. What do we have next? Do I know any German words? Not much. I like Schadenfreude and Nine and other usual pop culture English speaker words. I'm actually terrible with languages, and I know it's a pretty stereotypical American thing to only know the English, but I only know the English. I could manage with French if I had to, because I learned it to an extent in high school, but I'm not very good at it, and my accent would be atrociously laughable. What do we got next? Do you like to play other games that you're not recording in your free time? Oh, yeah. Child of Light is one of my big ones right now. I don't think it would make for good recording because it's turn-based RPG combat, but it is such a fantastic game. I like to play games with just me and Apollo Cat. I'll play, she'll watch, sometimes read a book or read Reddit, and we'll snuggle, and it'll be a great evening for the two of us. So I guess my first Let's Play audience member was Apollo Cat, because we've been doing that for months now. Let's see, what's next? Who are your top 3 favorite YouTubers? Number 1 is definitely Total Biscuit. I love his first impression videos. I love his content patch, though that hasn't happened in a while. He's dealing with a lot of personal stuff right now that he talks about in his videos, but he's fantastic. His focus on professionalism and audio quality is amazing, and I really respect his opinions and tend to agree with a lot of his stances on gaming and current games journalism in the media and such. Other favorite YouTubers, we'll put the Green brothers in slot 2, Hank Green and John Green of Nerdfighteria, the Vlog Brothers. Look them up. They're awesome. They have a whole, I mean, they run VidCon. John Green is a author of a book that was turned into a movie that's coming out any day now, The Fault in Our Stars. Hank Green is an amazing musician who does really cool, nerdy music. Together, they do classroom-style shows called, what was the name of it? Crash Course. They've done chemistry and history and they've done chemistry, U.S. history, world history. I think they're currently doing literature and maybe mathematics. I don't know. It's all fantastic stuff. SciShow, amazing show. The whole network is fantastic and really worth looking into. I look forward to the day when I will get to shake one of their hands, honestly. And I have to say that my third favorite YouTuber is probably Direwolf20, because he was part of my inspiration for getting into this in the first place, and in focusing on trying to teach people how to use the mods in a more detailed way. And for probably a year, he was basically my link to the modding world and everything that was going on in it, because I didn't look any deeper than Direwolf20 and YouTube and stuff. What do we got next? Have you tried Better Than Wolves, and would you consider doing a series on it? I've tried it. I probably wouldn't do a series on it. It's fun, but there's just too much controversy and hard feelings and politics and BS surrounding it. And maybe that's a perception that's based on stuff that happened years ago and is no longer relevant, but that's the perception I still have of it. I think that Flower Child is a brilliant designer, and I do truly agree that basically everything in his mod is better than Wolves. I just also, well, you know, my whole tolerance, love, acceptance thing that policy I've been talking about, that's, you know, I would like to see a little more of that, and a little bit more community spirit, and a little more let's work together to make all of Minecraft better. I don't know the details of what went down that made everything get so twisted. All I know is that things are twisted, and I'm likely to stay away from anything that might get me embroiled into it. More than this statement already did. Next question. Are you part of any scene like punk, hardcore, or emo? I used to be part of the goth scene and part of the rave scene. Love me some house and some trance if I'm going dancing. Never got into any of the drugs involved in either scene, which is kind of nice because heroin and ecstasy will screw you up. Well, ecstasy taken recreationally without a proper medical overseeing with whatever crap they cut it with. I mean, proper ecstasy, there aren't like actual MDMA. There's not a whole lot in the way of science that shows it as a bad thing. Just, you know, I don't even know the right word for it. Anyway, that's a whole political issue. Not going to get into it. Yes, I used to be a part of the goth and the rave scenes. Next question. If you could and you wanted to, what mod would you make for Minecraft? That's a rough one. I mean, there's a lot of really cool ideas, but I think for the most part, they've mostly been done. So I'm really not certain what I would end up doing. A lot of my ideas end up running into issues with copyright, or someone's already done them and I don't want to step on their toes or something. Maybe I would, you know, do an add-on for doggy talents and extend it so that I could have kitty talents. Yeah, let's go with that. I want kitty talents. There's the doggy talents, and it's a fantastic mod. I want special superpowered cats. And then, you know, extend it even further. Why not superpowered birds and, you know, ultra horses or whatever? Yeah, let's go with that. Super talents for your pets. What's next? What's your favorite kind of cookie and ice cream? My favorite kind of cookie is a Girl Scout cookie thin mint because chocolate mint is delicious. My favorite ice cream, at least at the moment, is, I think it's Tolante sea salt caramel. It's a kind of gelato that you can find in your grocer's freezer. At least I can where I live. What do I do for a living outside of YouTube? Not a darn thing. Well, that's not true. I'm a homemaker. I keep the apartment nice. Apollo Cat is the breadwinner. And we're pretty happy with that setup, so if you have a problem with it, stuff it. What is your favorite food? Probably a toss-up between pizza, sushi, and my own lasagna. I make a mean lasagna. I make actually a lot of different lasagnas, and they're really pretty good. Next question. What is your dream car? Probably a Tesla. They're pretty awesome. And I like the idea of paying significantly less to travel hundreds of miles than you do with a gasoline car. What is your dream job? Family man and homemaker. I stay home, take care of the kids, look after the house. I suppose doing YouTube is part of that now, but yeah. My dream celebrity partner. How do you mean partner? Like, YouTube partner? And in that case, Sean Connery or Patrick Stewart, because their voice. If you mean romantic partner, well, honestly, Sean Connery or Patrick Stewart are still up there, but I think that at the moment, Benedict Cumberbatch is pretty high on my list because he's yummy. Maybe you could start streaming on Twitch. It's something that I considered doing. I'm not certain that my skills really lend themselves to Twitch. It's on the list of maybe someday. Someone is asking what my religious views are. My religious views are complicated and driven by a lifetime of my family expecting me to be very Christian and not, but the short answer is that I consider myself an agnostic, a skeptical agnostic. I prefer science over superstition and proof over faith, but that does not mean that I do not believe there are higher powers in the universe. In fact, I very much want to believe that humanity is not the pinnacle of all things that the universe has ever created, because I'm not always a very big fan of humanity. Someone inquires, what is my education and employment background? I am a high school graduate and college, well, I mean, at this point, technically college dropout. I took a swing at it recently, but the government shutdown kind of screwed with it. In the US, that was a bad time for me. As for my employment background, I've worked a lot of retail, I've done some office jobs, I've been in management in retail, I've done a lot of fast food, including management in fast food, I've worked warehouses, I've done night shift, janitorial. I've basically been all over the low-income side of things. I have never had a very good professional job or made an awful lot of money in my life, but I feel like I've been pretty happy with most of my employment. Next question, why are you purple? It's my favorite color. Simple as that. And that's speaking as someone who can't really see the difference between blue and purple all of the time, but the right purple just is very striking and eye-catching, and I love what it's associated with. Royalty and otherness and alternative lifestyles and all of that sort of thing. And then for my final pair of questions, a pretty serious issue has been saved for last because I wanted to close on a significant note. How would you think a teenager should deal with someone that is harassing or bullying them, and do you have any experience being harassed or bullied? I'll start with the second part of that first. I have a pretty significant experience being harassed or bullied. I was not part of the social norm in my high school, and even since then, I've run into a lot of issues on that note. I tried to bring a gay-straight alliance to my high school and met a lot of resistance from, surprisingly, not my classmates, but people in lower grades who were surprisingly less tolerant than the older, more set in their ways people. And after dealing with it in a very wrong way for a very long time, the best advice I can give to anyone that is being harassed or being bullied is wait it out. Be patient. Be serene. It is hard. Talk to someone and vent, but do not lash out at them, because at that point you're just perpetuating a cycle of violence and abuse, and it's not healthy for anyone involved. The traditional advice is to pick a fight with the bully and kick their butt and be done with it, but I don't feel that that is the best way to stop bullying forever. It's just a way to make yourself feel better and make yourself less of a target. Instead, talk to an adult, talk to a counselor, talk to a favorite teacher, and learn what resources there are to get yourself some help and to hopefully get the person that's bullying you some help. Because the bottom line is that people don't bully others when they feel strong. They do it because their self-esteem is weak and something is going very wrong in their life. And it's a sign that that person needs some help. Either because they have a broken home life, or they have very low self-esteem, or because they're waking up into some serious mental health issues and need to start getting those addressed. But ultimately, compassion for the people who are hurting you is a very hard thing to do. In the long run, it is the most rewarding path. And I speak as someone who has taken both paths. I have fought the people that were bullying me, and I even put one of them in the hospital, and he just left and went and bullied someone else. And I have been a friend to someone that bullied me, and I found a way to get past their guard and get them help, and their life is a lot better now, and so is mine because of that experience. So talk to someone, communicate, try to get yourself some help, and try to get the person who's bullying you some help if you can. So, on that, hopefully not very much of a downer note, we're going to wrap up this Q&A. That is every question that I received on the video where I asked for questions. Probably the last weekend of June, I will be asking for more questions for a Q&A, so watch out for that video. I'm only going to leave that one up for 3 or 4 days before I actually do the vlog. And I'm thinking about making this whole vlog thing and talking about where I'm at and where my future plans are maybe a bi-weekly or once-a-month thing, and keep it separate from the Q&A. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you so much for watching all of my videos. I greatly, deeply appreciate the opportunity that all of you are giving me. And I will see you all Monday.